aliens were horrified when a human defeated an apex predator bare-handed. The galaxy had seen countless predators, warriors, and conquerors, but none like the humans. No one knew that yet, though. To most, Earth's strange bipedal species was barely above primitive savagery. That belief was about to be shattered. 1. The challenge. The Galactic Cadet Training Arena was alive with energy. Dozens of species filled the stands, watching as the trial gates powered up. Inside the glass containment field, a monstrous silhouette shifted restlessly. The cadets, the best from across the stars, were there to prove themselves against the Empire's greatest test, the Apex Trial. The rules were simple: survive 5 minutes with the creature inside, or defeat it. Almost no one ever managed the latter. Today's lineup was meant to be symbolic, a mix of species to demonstrate unity. But there was one odd inclusion. A human. Cadet Rian Carter, representing the newly allied Terran Federation, stood quietly at the edge of the platform. He was smaller than the insectoid Gorlan beside him, less armored than the reptilian Scar, and slower than the cybernetic Voktar. To the others, he looked fragile. "Are you sure you wish to participate, Terran?" sneered the Gorlan, his mandibles clicking. "You could still withdraw before embarrassing your kind." Rian just smirked. "I'll take my chances." The alien laughed, tapping his chitinous claws together. "When it kills you, I'll tell your people you died bravely." Rian rolled his shoulders. "You can tell them whatever helps you sleep at night." 2. The monster. The gates opened. The creature that stepped out was the stuff of nightmares. 12 feet tall, with armor plates that shimmered like obsidian glass, 4 taloned limbs, and a serrated maw dripping with venom. The crowd went silent as the apex predator roared. A Gorlan officer on the balcony smirked. "Release Level 3 restraints." The command was obeyed. Chains snapped, and the beast lunged. It was faster than thought. The Voktar's sensors barely registered motion before the creature slammed into the first cadet, crushing armor and bone in a single strike. The others screamed, scattering. Rian didn't move. He was watching. Studying. 3. Observation. He'd grown up on Earth, a world where everything was trying to kill you: the climate, the wildlife, even other humans. He'd learned to watch movement, predict intent, read danger in posture. This creature was no different. It was powerful, yes, but sloppy. Overconfident. The apex lunged again. Rian sidestepped, its claws slicing the air where he'd stood. The audience gasped. The beast turned, furious, and struck again, and again Rian slipped just beyond reach, his motions fluid, almost graceful. He could hear the instructor shouting, "Activate your weapon, human, you'll die without it." Rian ignored him. "Not yet," he murmured. 4. The turn. The apex howled, lunging in a blur of claws and teeth. Rian ducked low, rolled under it, and drove his elbow into the creature's exposed joint. There was a crack. The beast screamed, staggering. Rian rose, spinning behind it, planting his foot on its knee and driving it down. The floor trembled. For a moment, it looked impossible, a human pinning a creature 3 times his size. What is he doing?" a Scar cadet whispered. The instructor's voice shook. "That's a grappling technique. He's using leverage instead of strength." "Leverage?" The alien turned, incredulous. "He's breaking it." 5. The break. The apex twisted violently, throwing Rian off. It lunged again, but this time, he was ready. He ducked beneath its arm, wrapped his forearm around its neck, and locked his legs around its torso. The creature thrashed, roaring, smashing into walls, dragging Rian across the arena, but the human held on, muscles tightening like steel cables. "End the match," a cadet screamed. "He'll be killed." "No," said the instructor quietly. "Look." The apex's roars grew weaker. Its movements slowed. Its limbs trembled. Rian shifted his weight slightly, twisted, and a snap echoed through the arena. The predator collapsed. Dead. The silence that followed was absolute. 6. Aftermath. For several heartbeats, no one spoke. The scent of ozone and blood hung in the air. Rian stood, brushing dust from his uniform, and looked up at the command deck. "Trial complete," he said simply. The instructor, a hardened veteran of the Empire, just stared. "You killed it." Rian nodded. It stopped fighting back. The crowd erupted, shouts, hisses, and murmurs all at once. "That's not possible. He cheated." "No, look at the data, he used no weapon. Bare hands, he killed an apex with his bare hands." The Gorlan who had mocked him earlier took a step back, his mandibles trembling. "What are you?" he whispered. Rian's expression didn't change. "Human." 7. The debrief. Hours later, Rian sat in the command room while scientists reviewed the footage. He exerted over 2,400 newtons of torque in a single motion, said one. "That's far beyond his recorded capability." "It's not about strength," another countered. "It's biomechanical efficiency." He used the creature's momentum against itself. Commander Vrex, the head of the academy, turned to Rian. "Did your species teach you that in war?" Rian shook his head. "In sports." "Sports." "Wrestling," he said. "On Earth, it's a game." The aliens stared at him, silent. 8. The fear. By the next day, the footage had spread across the galactic network. Billions watched as a human defeated a beast that had slaughtered dozens before. Military strategists dissected every move. Scientists debated human physiology. Civilians whispered in fear. If one unarmed human could do that, what could an army do? The Galactic Council demanded an investigation. Was it a weapon? A mutation? But no, it was simply human nature. 9. The confrontation. Commander Vrex called Rian into his office. "Do you understand what you've done?" Rian folded his arms. "Passed the test." Vrex slammed his claws onto the desk. "You terrified an entire quadrant. The other cadets refused to train with you." Rian looked him dead in the eye. "That's not my problem." The commander's eyes narrowed. "You enjoy this, don't you?" Rian's tone was calm. "No. But I don't enjoy being underestimated either." 10. Revelation. After Rian left, Vrex sat alone, replaying the footage once more. The calm. The calculation. The precision. The human never fought out of fear. He fought out of understanding. Vrex spoke softly to himself. "They say deathworlders adapt to anything, but I think humans become anything." He looked at the frozen image of Rian standing over the corpse of the apex predator and shuddered. "We thought we invited allies," he whispered. "But we may have awakened predators." 11. Epilogue. Weeks later, the Galactic Codex was updated. A new warning appeared under the Species Assessment section for humanity. Homo sapiens, human, Terran Federation. Classification, Deathworld origin, extreme. Caution, exhibits rapid adaptive response, high pain tolerance, and combat strategy that defies standard predictive modeling. Note to all field operatives. Do not engage unarmed humans. If cornered, retreat. If they smile, run.